Hi there, Ralph Harris here. Do you have anything that you absolutely hate? I do. I hate that I hate weakness. It totally gets in the way of the usefulness of weakness because it leads me to Jesus perfectly every time, eventually. And Jesus is perfect in weakness. Oh, how I have found him there. Amazingly so. But sometimes I am so slow to call his name or to turn my thoughts to him. Instead, I try to work my own way out of weakness. Do you ever do that? I try to stop being angry, to maybe blockade against envy, or to deny that I'm disappointed, or to pretend I'm not hurt by a particularly pointed insult that came from somebody, or that I'm not frustrated when everything is in fact frustrating. Do you ever do that? I know, biblically speaking, that I'm experiencing what the Apostle Paul did. He wrote a lot about weakness, more than anybody else. And I'm thankful to be included with him for the grace and the power of Christ in me, which is what weakness, in fact, is all about. There are lots of New Testament passages that Paul, the former king of the stuffy Pharisees, wrote about. But maybe the biggest one, the grand poobah passage of all those, is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 through 10. He writes about a weakness that threatened him, and God's grace that countered it, that kept it away from him. In verse 7, to keep me from becoming conceited. Now that's the threatening weakness. Conceit, cousin of arrogance. You all know what arrogance looks like, right? So to keep me from becoming conceited because of these surpassingly great revelations, there was given me a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. Have you ever done that? But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, which I sometimes hear from the Lord, but not the other part, which was this, because my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, Paul writes, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. And that's why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I'm weak, then I'm strong. That is God's design. I'm not sure I always like it, but nevertheless, it works because God did it. I suspect that I'm not the only one who relates to Paul and to his experience. Weakness in the midst of doing something important. You ever had that? That weakness, however, brought him into focus. It moved his thinking out of the temporary situation that confronted him and bugged him, and it moved it over to God, who then revealed himself to Paul. And that's the greatest thing there is, knowing God. And Paul had that. The treasure, knowing God, right in the midst of weakness, even because of weakness. What do? Well, rather than hate weakness for long, I accept it, and I let it take me to the one who has no such weaknesses, but who is very well acquainted with them. You and I are set up in this life to find Christ, that He's perfect in all of our needs and for everything. He is strength. He is love. He never runs out of it, by the way. He is grace. He is caring. He is comfort. There's no one better at it. There's no one who has more care than He does. He is smart. He is wise, infinitely so. And those are the things that we try to champion on our own, but where we stumble and end up looking pretty badly, maybe even a little bit ugly. And then we fall under fleshly judgment because we've been trying to do our best and failed and gotten angry and envious and greedy and lustful and fearful. But He doesn't struggle with any of that. Neither does He judge us. That's all over with, and you and I came out rather well. Jesus is the antidote for weakness because He takes the hate out of it. He takes the poison and uselessness out of it because He shows up in it. He jumps on the stage inside of you and says, hey, I'm here. I'm the one for this. And I am for you. I find no fault with you. Have you forgotten that I'm easy to be with and that I'm gentle with you? I'm not here to ever put burdens upon you. Not ever. I'm here to remove them. I am and will always be all about rest for you. You can count on that. Thanks for watching today.